Hello everybody, it's Dagana from Saacibo. I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me today. I have a new journal to show you. It's a bit different than the last few that I've done, and this journal is made specifically for a person who is an artist. So I was a little bit uneasy and thinking, oh, what should I put in? And this person loves violet, lime green, red and turquoise, so I try to stay within that color range, and it's really refreshing to do something like this. You know, normally with junk journals we tend to do all like beiges and browns and soft pastel pinks and things like that, but this one is a bit different. And in this one I basically used papers, old papers, like from old diaries and things like that. I used some new papers, but I also used my digitals that were more along those lines, kind of like digital collages and things like that. So let's begin. There it is. I think it's so cute, so fresh and so bright. I really loved doing this one. And you know, when people ask me what is my favorite color, I don't think I have one favorite color. It's like I go through stages. I like purples, I like blues, but I also like reds and oranges and yellows, and I like all colors, and it just depends on my mood, I suppose. But this one is just really totally different from the last few journals that I've done, and I just loved working on it. Alright, so I've done a closure for this one as well, and look at that, isn't it cute? I put 3 different butterfly charms, and I had these heart-shaped beads, and I just you know, turned them into little hanging charms, and I tried to put those 4 colors that were the main theme. And I had this button that I bought ages ago. I don't even know where, probably ordered online, and it had all these little like stones in different colors, and I thought it just goes so well with this, and it just closes with elastic wraparound band. Alright, and for the cover, yeah, I had this really nice fabric, which is like, I think it's canvas or something like that, and it had these images printed more like wash or like watercolors, and I just, because there were no red in the fabric, I thought I'll just add red by doing some stitching by hand. So also here some red, and also some purple or violets, I should say. So, and also just to add a bit of you know, my own kind of like signature to it. And I've put silver metal protectors for the corners, and there's a nameplate as well, and the size is 21 centimeters by 10.5, or that's 4.25 by 8.25 inches, and the spine is 1 3/4 or 3.5 centimeters approximately. Alright, so let's dive in. Like I mentioned earlier, I try to use for the papers only my own digitals that were usually scanned, my own artworks that were scanned in, like with this one as well. I painted this, it was actually, just 1 second, I'm going to show you. Have a look. It's aluminium, and it comes from a beer can. I used my die cut shapes and also embossing folder to get that texture, and then I painted it and I used different colors, and after I painted it I scanned it in, and this is the result. This paper, it's in one of my digital kits called Mystic Travels. But you know, there are different ways of making your own and designing your own papers. You know, I love doing that. Alright, so this is the initial, the person, and because she's an artist, this is what I wish for her: endless creativity. Because I used to struggle through a creative block a few years ago, and it's really important for me for that flow to be constant, and I suspect for most of the artists it's the same. Okay, so this is the first signature, and here we have some journaling card or spot, and I created a little belly band with some of my other digitals that I just used this ripped edge, and I added a bit of gold and some cheesecloth, and I think it's a really interesting effect. And this is my handmade paper that was layered over with a napkin, and I did just some stitching as well. So some tracing paper. This is the original music sheet, and we have some writing space here, and also this is from a sketchbook, and this is from an old diary. So I tried to do one lined page, one with just plain, and I just did that throughout the journal. This is like tea stain ledger paper. This is, I think, watercolor paper or something like that. Yeah. And here we have a book page partially, and also my handmade paper that I just joined here to create that effect. I just like how that looks like that. And this is the paper that I have dyed with watercolors, and I used some fabric, I think silver paint, spray paint, and it created this shimmering effect. I just stamped a little bird. It's cute. And for the middle spread I chose another one of my digitals from the Dream Diary collection, because it had those colors that were this person's favorite, like violet, turquoise, a lime green, and this is orange but it's almost red. So it's close enough, right? And we come to the second part, half of the signature, book page, and writing and drawing pages. Alright, and here for the end I had, this is also my digital. I don't have it in any of the kits, I just use it for myself, but I didn't want to cut it off, so I just folded in, and the offcuts from these pages on the bottom I decided to turn into a little, like a booklet. So you can rip the pages out and write little notes. I'll just leave it as is, and also I decorated with this strip of this collage with some cheesecloth and a book page. And over here I created a little belly band with some of my grandma's crochet pieces, just a piece that I cut out, and some cheesecloth and some of the other papers that I used throughout. And here I have another one of my digitals, and just a few pages, and also that, so it can be used as a little booklet. This is Dream here. Alright, so for the middle signature I created a new digital collage with my own artwork and some butterflies on top, and the colors are red and turquoise, so I think it's really cute. And how these butterflies turned out, like, I don't know, they've got some sort of dreamy look. And here we have some pockets. I'll just take this out, and I just included the rest of that music sheet. And this is again from a book, butterflies printed on it. And this is one of my specimen cards with the flowers from a garden. Over here, this is actually handmade paper that I put through the embossing folder. But after I did that, it sort of made the paper really fragile. So I didn't want it falling apart. So I just glued it onto some packing paper with that. And I did some decorative stitching in red color, and also here a little cluster and a little ruffle. It just looks, I think, cute. And here again we have some music sheet, and now writing and drawing pages with lines and plain. Okay, here we have again tea stained ledger paper, some watercolor paper, and again a book page that was attached to this one of my digitals. And again a tea stained paper with some gold spray paint on top. I just love how that turned out. I hope the shimmer shows. Alright, and for the middle spread, it's again my digital from the Dream Diary collection, which I actually changed a little bit specifically for this book, because this is normally dark blue and the rose is yellow, but I've changed the colors to match this journal. I wanted violet and red together, and I think it looks really nice. Alright, so we come to the second half of the middle signature, and it's basically the same as the first. We have the writing and the drawing pages. Wherever there's a drawing page or a plain page, I've did this. I didn't want to waste the paper. So it's the same for all three signatures. And here it's the end, so I've included another one of those old book pages in Bosnian, of course. And I had this ticket when I went to the gallery here a few years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I thought I'll just include that there. Since I'm doing a journal for an artist, I might as well. I put my certificate. This is just a little like a writing spot, and another one of my specimen cards. Okay, and that's the end of the middle signature. We have a belly band here that I've created with my handmade paper, this blue paper and cheesecloth. And this is also handmade paper that was layered with a napkin or serviette. So I just folded it in like that to create a little booklet, and I left the rough edges. I like them. Okay, so the third signature, again the paper from one of my collages that I've altered the colors a little bit to match this violet and green theme. And this signature has side pockets on both sides like that. And I think I love how this turned out. This is a really interesting and really nice color combination, the violet and lime green. It just looks really fresh. I love it. And this green stitching here with this violet around and some cheesecloth, I think it looks really nice. And again, this is just like the writing spot. Again, my handmade paper with some dried plants, tracing paper and music sheet. I actually put a stamp here, but you know, it's interesting if you want to try sometimes just painting on this. It looks really good. If I was to do a painting on top of a book page or a music sheet, I would probably put a bit of gesso first on some areas. I wouldn't want to cover everything with gesso, just, you know, just enough to be able to paint over it, but not to cover the what's underneath completely. So, and here we have again the same number of white and lined pages and ledger paper and again watercolor paper. And here I did the same thing with the book page, on which I glued a piece of handmade paper that was lined with napkin on this side. I just love how this turned out, and it's got a lot of reds and violets, and I thought that was appropriate for this journal. And here again one of my watercolored paper, and for the middle spread here I have another one of my scanned paintings of angel wings. It's actually purple. The original is more purple or dark blue, but I've changed the hue just to match this journal. And I included my own handmade charm here, which says, this is actually one of my collages that I cut out to create little bits and pieces, and I protected it with some varnish, and this one says, you are the colors you love. And that's why I named this journal the same, you are the colors that you love. So I thought that was really interesting. Okay, so this is the second half of this journal, same as the first. Same here, another journaling spot, and we come to the end. And here I had one of my bookmarks that I've done a while ago, and I thought it was just really cute. It had a little dangly bit there with a heart charm saying made with love, and here it says love every moment. So I wanted to include it in this journal. It just looks so good with the rest of the colors. And again we have a belly band here, and I think this looks good in there. So that is my latest project, and I'll be probably sending it off to its new owner tomorrow. And I'm glad I did this. And you know, every time I do a journal for someone that is a custom order, in a way you do the journal for them, but you also get inspired because you end up doing something that you might not normally do, but this way you do it and you try it and you enjoy it. So I kind of hope that by doing these videos I inspire other people to create and enjoy arts and crafts. But at the same time, whenever I do something for someone, I get inspired by their ideas, and it's kind of working both ways. That's what I'm trying to say. So thank you for the opportunity, and thank you all also for watching, and I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.